Have you ever been at a concert and felt like the music was all around you, above you, behind you, moving through you like something alive? That feeling was invented on one wonderfully strange night in London, and the story of how it happened involves a joystick, a bag of potatoes, a man dressed as an anomalous, and a bubble machine that nearly got a rock band banned from a concert hall for 50 years. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you are going to hear one of the most joyfully bizarre stories in the history of music. It is May 12, 1967, and London is electric. The summer of love is just weeks away. The Beatles are about to release Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The whole world seems to be asking the same question at the same time. 4 young men from a band called Pink Floyd have an answer. And tonight, at the newly opened Queen Elizabeth Hall on the South Bank, they are going to prove it. Now here's what you need to understand about the Queen Elizabeth Hall in 1967. This is not a rock venue. This is a polished, proper concert hall that normally hosts classical musicians and serious orchestras, though. The ushers wear uniforms. The seats are upholstered. The programs are printed on expensive paper. And the program for tonight's Pink Floyd show describes the evening as, and this is a real quote, space-age relaxation for the climax of spring. The ushers have absolutely no idea what is coming. Before the show even begins, Pink Floyd and their team do something no rock band has ever done at a concert. They drag 4 enormous speakers into the 4 corners of the hall. Not just to the front of the stage, to every corner of the room. Then they connect them all to a device so new it does not even have a proper name yet. It is a hand-built joystick, invented by an Abbey Road engineer named Bernard Spite, and it sits right on top of keyboardist Rick Wright's organ. When the joystick is centered, the sound fills the room evenly. But when Rick moves it to one side, the music moves with it. Sound glides from speaker to speaker, corner to corner, floating across the ceiling and swooping down behind the audience like something they have never felt before. Roger Waters later describes the effect this way. The sounds traveled around the hall in a sort of circle, giving the audience an eerie effect of being absolutely surrounded by this music. On May 12, 1967, Pink Floyd performs the first surround sound concert in history. Every stadium show, every arena spectacle, every immersive audio experience you have ever sat inside traces a straight line back to this strange and wonderful night. But here is where the story gets truly delightful, because the sound is only the beginning. Roger Waters spends weeks before the concert in a rented basement in Harrow Road, recording sound effects onto tape. Backwards cymbals, fake birdsong, footsteps that march across the room from one side to the other. During the show itself, Waters throws potatoes at a gong. Drummer Nick Mason saws an actual log in half on stage. Guitarist Syd Barrett plays his guitar using a plastic ruler as a slide. And somewhere in the middle of all of this glorious chaos, a man dressed in a full admiral's uniform walks through the crowd handing out daffodils. The Financial Times, not exactly known for breathless enthusiasm, calls it the noisiest and prettiest display ever seen on the South Bank. Then comes the finale. Pink Floyd cranks up the bubble machine. Thousands of iridescent soap bubbles drift out over the audience, catching the light, floating into the upholstered seats, settling on the jackets of very proper concert goers who are not quite sure whether to be delighted or horrified dancing. Most of them are delighted. The management of the Queen Elizabeth Hall is considerably less delighted, because the soap from the bubble machine stains every single piece of upholstered furniture in the concert hall. Pink Floyd is promptly banned from the venue. The ban lasts for nearly 50 years. Syd Barrett writes a brand new song specifically for this one concert tonight. He calls it Games for May. It is later renamed See Emily Play. It reaches number 6 on the UK charts. And the technology Pink Floyd builds and refines on this one wild night in 1967 eventually leads directly to one of the most celebrated albums in history, The Dark Side of the Moon. which features the same quadraphonic surround sound, now perfected, now breathtaking, and now heard by hundreds of millions of people all over the world. In the 50 years that follow, surround sound becomes the standard for every movie theater, every stadium show, every home entertainment system you have ever sat in front of. All of it starts here. With 4 speakers, a joystick, a bag of potatoes, and a bubble machine that stained the furniture. Here's what I love most about this story. Pink Floyd did not have permission to reinvent live music that night. Nobody handed them a rule book and said, "Go ahead, change everything." They just had an idea, and they were bold enough to try it, messy enough to make it chaotic, and brilliant enough to make it matter. Think about that for a moment. Some of the greatest things that have ever happened started with someone saying, "What if we just tried something completely different tonight?" Now let me ask you something that I think about a lot. What stories do you carry around that are just as bold and just as surprising as this one? The moments in your own life where someone in your family tried something nobody had ever tried before, took a leap, made a glorious mess, and somehow made something beautiful out of it. Those stories deserve to be told. Not just remembered quietly inside you, but written down, shared, passed on to the people who come after you. Your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, the ones who will one day wish more than anything that they could sit and read the story of where they came from. If you have ever thought about writing your family stories but did not know where to begin, I want to make it easier for you right now. Right below this video, completely free, is our Family Story Writing Guide. Think of it as your own personal joystick, something to help you move your memories in exactly the direction you want them to go. Because just like Pink Floyd on that wild May night in 1967, you have something no one else has. Your story. And the world is waiting to hear it. If today's story made you smile or made you think, please hit subscribe and come be part of the History Sparks community. Every single day, we bring you a story like this one, a story about real people who did extraordinary things and left the world just a little more interesting than they found it. We would love to have you with us tomorrow